this is just not up to standard. These rims are chipping everywhere. You can see that there's a spot here, a spot down there, and a spot there where it's just chipping, especially all around the lug nuts, as well as the center cap. So in today's video, I'll be painting the front two rims on my Toyota MR2 because I've already painted the back ones, which came out extremely well, as you can see. There is pretty much no imperfections anywhere, and the color looks great. That's what it's gonna look like, and that's what they're like right now on the front. The paint of choice that I'm using is this rust-oleum antique brass. It really makes the wheels shine. Like, you can't really tell right now because the light in the garage isn't the best, but if I just get my phone, like, check that out, you can see that these are really shiny. They really sparkle in the sunlight, which is what I want. So I'm just going to quickly show you what paints I'm using. I'm using rust-oleum primer, 2-in-1 fillable and sandable primer. Chose this because it gives me the option of sanding if I do have any imperfections after painting. Next, I will be putting on the antique brass rust-oleum. It's also a primer apparently, but whatever, works well. This is the clear coat that I'm using. It's actually not the best clear coat. I don't know if I put enough, but it just didn't really turn out as shiny as I hoped. But yeah, definitely choose somewhat other sort of clear coat, I reckon. But this is the one I'm using because I'm a cheap ass. Okay, so I've cleaned the entire wheel. All I'm gonna do now is start sanding with my sander and then trying to remove as much of this paint as I possibly can. I'm not gonna be going too crazy. We'll just remove as much as we possibly can so that the primer sticks well.
Okay, let's begin. Okay, let's begin.
Alright, so quick little update. We've got the rim sanded, and all we're going to do now is hand sand these inner bits because my sander does not sand in there, so it's very annoying. I also bought these discs, 120 grit, probably a bit too coarse, probably go with like 200 or something like that, and I got discs that were too big for my sander, which is very annoying, so I have to cut around it. But oh well, you got to make use of what you have. And now I've got to do the hand sanding. Fuck me. Alright, so it's now the next day and I've finally completed sanding as much of the paint that the wheel had on it. You can see that there's still some bits that I haven't sanded off, but that's not too bad because everything is smooth, so the paint should come on very nicely. Alright, so the first bit of sandpaper that I used was 240 grit, so I used that to get rid of most of the paint, and then I moved straight to 600 grit. Big jump, but it works very well. Alright, so this is our little setup. We've got some cardboard surrounding this rim. All I'm going to do now is clean it off with some paint prep, which is pretty much just isopropyl alcohol, just to get rid of any sort of oils left on here and all the grit off. And then we're ready for our first coat of primer. Alright, so the third coat of primer has just been put on and the whole rim is one color, so you can see all the imperfections everywhere. And it doesn't seem like we have any big imperfections we need to sand out, so I'm just not even going to sand this. I've also painted the center caps for all 4 rims. And I just lightly sanded them down and put very light coats of primer because we don't want this lettering to disappear with heavy coats. Alright, so after around 1.5 hours, we're finally done finishing off with the 3 coats of clear, or maybe around 5 coats, I think. But there you go. Extremely good results. You can see even these center caps are like shiny. You can see my reflection even. Wow. Just a very nice bronze color with some clear coat. What are your thoughts?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Was it pretty good, yeah?
Yeah. Should have got new rims though.
Huh?
Should have got new rims.
Nope. Alright, as usual, back in my room to conclude the video because I always forget to conclude I have no idea why. Anyway, so I highly recommend this if you've got any wheels that are peeling or chipping like mine were. I did mine obviously because they were chipping and because the wheels on the car actually look really good in my opinion, so I've decided to keep them and save my money instead of buying new rims. The total cost of everything I think was around 150 bucks on paint and some sanding materials. So yeah, pretty cheap modification for a very good result. So I'm very happy there. So yeah, the MR2 is getting there. Still need to fix a couple things. Nothing really I need to fix. They're all things that I just preferably would fix. Everything's sorted with the car, but yeah. I'll catch you guys in the next one.